you. Let's bring on Yvonne. She is the rockstar winemaker at Creekside, and I love how she's been slipping in and out, checking in on the kids, giving them a good night hug before before bedtime, and basically juggling a lot to be here with us tonight. So let's bring on Yvonne and let's talk about your brand new rosé. This crowd is the first to try it. What is it made out of, Yvonne?
Yeah, so this is sort of a new label for us, new blend for us. This year we did, it's mostly Pinot Noir with a little bit of Pinot Gris. And I like putting those two together because Pinot Noir adds a lot of body to the rosé. But both of these bring a delicateness, which is what we're kind of going for. And the Pinot Grigio or Pinot Gris is related to the Pinot Noir. So, you know, very similar sort of grape varieties here. And it brings a little bit more of the tree fruit side of things. And to me, it just makes it a little bit more complex because you get flavors from Pinot Noir, Pinot Gris, and the overall blend is maybe a little bit more interesting. That's what we found with it.
That's really cool. So it's a different blend every year, and this is the latest magic that you've created this year?
Yeah, I mean, we tend to go towards Pinot Noir for this one. In the past, we've done some Cabernet Franc. We've done really all kinds of styles of rosé, and you know, I think right now we're just kind of on more of the lighter bodied style, like Tanya brought up earlier. You know, as you get into the bigger, bolder styles of rosé, you also battle some of the tannins that come with a red wine. And so there's a lot of different elements that you're looking for when you're making a rosé. And for what we were trying to make with this one, we wanted sort of minimal skin contact and just really fresh, vibrant fruit.
Oh, and it's made with fruit that you picked just in October of last year. Is that right? 2020?
Yeah, 2020. And that was a fabulous vintage. I can't say I could go on and on about 2020. It was, you know, a pretty crappy year in every other aspect, but the vintage for wine was like incredible. I can't, I've been in the industry for 14 years now, and I think that was the best vintage that we've ever had. And I hate to say that because I hate putting one vintage ahead of another, but I've never seen a vintage like that. It was really incredible.
And what made it so incredible, in your opinion?
So it was a really hot year. And normally in those years, you know, sometimes the whites can lose acidity. Sometimes the reds can get a little bit cooked. And those are kind of things that you have to deal with and manage throughout the process. And we tend to celebrate these really hot years. But in reality, you know, we're a cool climate region. And oftentimes the cooler years can actually be better, despite the fact that we celebrate these big, huge, warm years. But what we found in 2020 was that there was an actual balance. And I think some of the white varieties tended to like shut down at certain points, and it slowed the ripening. And in the fall, we got a little bit more cool nights, and that really helped bring a balance to the wines. And so we got this balance, but on top of that, we had really clean fruit. And especially, you know, if we're talking about Pinot Gris and Pinot Noir right now, we refer to them as little hand grenades because they look like this. They're super tight clusters. And if you get a rainfall in the middle of harvest, guess what happens? It's really, you know, just one of the struggles of dealing with those grapes. And, you know, sour rot and all kinds of things can happen really quickly in those varieties. And so there's often years where you're picking based on, you know, when that will happen and, you know, watching weather patterns. And this year we got to pick on whatever we wanted. There was no issues. It was incredible. We didn't see really any rot. We didn't see a lot of problems that can come up during vintage. And it was just amazing.
That's terrific. Well, and Tanya certainly agrees that it was a fantastic vintage for her wine region as well. So we will be on the lookout, not only for lovely rosé wines, but also on the lookout for your spectacular red wines and white wines and bubbles too. You make great bubbles at Creekside. You do it all
Yes.
there. You're a busy woman.
Yeah, we do almost everything, and bubbles are one of my favorite things to drink. So
perfect. Well, you and I will be friends for a long time.
perfect.
I agree. I agree. So, if you were to build a picnic and have this bottle in that picnic basket, what would be some of the goodies that you like to include?
Okay, I just want to say that this is funny because I've actually named 2021 the year of the picnic. Like every weekend, that's all they want to do is picnic, basically, because that's all you can do right now. But so my favorite things, you know, have been mentioned a little bit, but charcuterie and cheeses. But lately I've been really getting into like some premium tinned fish. I also really enjoy a lot of plant-based foods. So like some, you know, spiced up mushrooms. There's a black garlic vegan cheese that I really like and really like to enjoy. And last night we had some rapini that was kind of like super long cooked and stewed, almost like sort of curry tomato base that was really good. To me, rosé is like, it's one of the wines that you can actually drink with almost anything. Like it needs nothing, but you can drink it with seriously almost anything. And yeah, but lately my thing has been like, you know, some cool fish and a little bit of cheese, and like that's all I need really, some veggies.
Yum. You just need a sunshine and another reason to go out for a picnic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, those are all really, really good tips. And do you like cooking at home?
I do. I cook a lot, and my husband likes to cook a lot. It's kind of like our hobby. And throughout the pandemic, like throughout lockdown and stuff, we've had theme weekends and stuff to try and break up the boredom. So we've done like various themes. We did après ski, we did France, and I think now we're going to switch to doing cookbooks because we haven't done it in a while, but we're kind of getting bored again. So we'll probably pick up another theme soon.
Well, that's a really good point that you've mentioned is I've been going through my mom's cookbooks and so easy it is just to Google for a recipe, right? But what a joy it is to crack open the spine and read her comments on some of the recipes, and obviously the author's comments about the recipes as well. It's old school, but hey, we've got a little bit more extra time, and I challenge my partner to actually make something out of this cookbook that you've never made before, and that's been fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. Just, you know, breaks it up a bit, gives you something to look forward to, you know, throughout the week. We're looking forward to the weekend where we can cook certain dishes and have some sort of theme and what can go along with that. It's been great.
So do you have a recipe that is like, oh my God, you've gone to so many times during the pandemic that you could share with us?
Oh, I don't know if okay, so to be honest, like I use recipes sometimes for inspiration, but I don't necessarily follow them by the book.
I'm the same way.
My go-to is like a Thai curry with chickpeas and veggies like cauliflower, beans, greens, whatever, like whatever's in my fridge, just throw it in. And it's something that I crave a fair bit. So I would say something like that, some sort of curry that I like throw together, usually with vegetables and beans and whatever's hanging around, is like my go-to.
And that would be a great pairing with this one.
It would be